We've got every ingredient we need to bring you the action. We start on Dust2, so Glaive does have the leadership role here. And Mousesports, as we heard from Tessus himself, someone that's played them regularly, can report that Mousesports, you know, you never know quite what you're going to get.
Hot and cold.
Yeah, it's very individually driven. That's a good nade. Good Glaive. Oh, man. Double nade. Robson shot his leader in the back of the head with his investment. And that is ugly. Look at Device. He's locked him in.
It'll get worse, Alex.
Yeah, Chris J's forced him off. And Device, look at him playing the percentages, decides that's enough. I've achieved enough.
Rarely taking multiple fights as Device. Wait till he gets going with the AWP on a map like Dust2. We've spoken about the woes for Mousesports with their AWPing prowess. Started with Carrigan, back to Chris J, and now we're not quite sure where that one lies. But look at this, pushing up middle. 4 members of Astralis are going to flank this one through.
Yeah, hey Zipex, do you mind keeping them busy for us?
Yeah, watch this. I'll smoke them off as well, boys. Take your time.
They are crossing, though.
There's no way you expect 4 players flanking long.
Look at this, like he just has to be Gandalf. He might even flash them.
They're not going to push this position.
Here they come. And Glaive reveals it. And now from Gandalf he appears.
Yikes.
This is a pain train. And it has absolutely no brakes. Beamer's trying to derail them with a plan. It would be something, but yeah, he's gone. Just a 4-kill Glaive round. No issues coming in from long. The rest of his teammates there for moral support. And that's an Astralis pistol that I'm sure Mousesports are going to be quick to want to forget. Look at the way this started. A stack nade into a team kill. That is disastrous.
Yeah, poor Ropsy boy right there. He's not started this one off in fashion. Now, I want everybody to remember the name, Rops. He's been an absolute monster, an absolute superstar for Mousesports this year. And we've seen a lot of clutches out of Frozen as well. BMAS starting to warm in with some entry prowess. And then Chris J and Carrigan, the veteran backbone. As a jump spot from Dupree gives him a nice bit of information. Throws forward a nade, and Carrigan, he takes a lick of damage from that one. Very standard round here from Astralis. They're spread out in the standard T2-3 for Dust2. Lots of numbers there.
More than he bargained for in his peak there. That's a perfect find. Does get traded. Chris J not missing the second scout shot he takes, and that's the lethality locked in. Glaive's trying to smoke off doors, and it's not quite achieved everything he set out to. Chris can confirm that no one is pushed up, and Mouse trying to hit towards B here. The bomb's on its way. Magisk. He's got a grenade. Does he want to dunk it? It does mean the bomb carrier's low, and Glaive finding one elsewhere, but they're into the site. That's the bomb loose. Glaive has done exactly what he was needed. Robs is holding this window push. If Glaive overextends, he's not falling foul to that, though. And they've got so much util on Device. If he could just molly that on the retake, deny a lot of the sweeps they have to do on their flight pass. Device is getting further back to line up his util. He's got 2 flashes, Chad. I imagine they just push off this. So molly tons.
Loved it a little bit.
It doesn't go where it needs to, but the flashes should be good. That's 1 and 2 through the window position. Rops eats them up, and Bemis.
Oh, no.
Got 1. Glaive's fully unloaded his mag. It's all onto one man. Device to clutch. Rops so low. Needs to adjust. He doesn't have the spray. Rops. What a round that is from the Estonian. Robin Cool, calm, and collects. First round on the board for Mousesports. And that's going to send Astralis. That's practically worse than losing the pistol.
That is a yikes from me, dog.
Look at Glaive, fully flashed as well. Did he catch his teammate's flash?
Yeah, he did. It's Device's utility that was a little bit average there. It wasn't set flashes. That was throwing that more on the fly. And if you see a set flash, normally you see a player get to a specific corner. They'll line it up with something. They'll have their crosshair ready, and they'll either just be standing, throw, or jumping. And there, well, the utility may have actually been the downfall. Rops to be the hero, and I'm glad I just spoke such wonderful things about him, because they've stolen one back, and now Astralis have no option but to invest in some deagles. They haven't gone for Kevlar. They haven't gone for head armor. They've gone for a couple of smoke grenades. And it's enough to do the double dip. So they could deagle this round and deagle the next. Ricochet spotted at least 1 on the cap position. Carrigan's definitely heard some footsteps, and BMAS has confirmed it with damage, so he's down to 54. 1 minute and 15 on the clock now as Mousesports continue to grab some map control. Up and over they go from the Xbox. Short is now in their hands. What are they going to do with it? Standard set piece from this short position in towards A. Would be nice. Get the smokes on bridge, Molotovs towards the site, and away you go. But it looks like they're going back towards mid to B.
Yeah, good catch from Rush there, just denying it long doors. No one's there. Chris's scout does continue to be present in middle. This time Dupree gets tagged up. Are they going for the mid to B? Oh, yes, they are. They know they've even landed a scout tag. Magis confirms his worst fears are becoming a reality. This is a mid to B against Deagles. It's dupreeh and Magisk, though, and their Deagles have connected. Oh, dear. Rob's trying to bail him out, swinging into the site, needs one, and dupreeh's Deagle has found two at the 29 health mark. That's a mess from Zipex. He'll get the assist. dupreeh just lining him up, knocking him down. This was only supposed to be a bit of damage, and it's around Astralis. They can count on dupreeh.
Forced by wars. I love to see it here. You don't get any more action-packed Counter-Strike than the back-and-forth nature that we've seen so far, and it wouldn't surprise me to see Carrigan and his crew get stuck back in immediately. Some fantastic shooting here from dupreeh.
I still can't believe that second round win. That was a fully health, 300 health Astralis retaking B against a Deagle and a FAMAS at 15 health.
Let's see what they can do with the Scout, Galil, and a couple more Deagles, because if they can keep this action going back and forth, we'll be in for a wild ride. Glaive this time taking some liberties towards middle, flashed on over and finds a kill onto Frozen. Aggressive play here.
We take those.
Nades whistled by Carrigan's head, and he's actually going to take a risk. Look at Carrigan go.
Oof, okay, Carrigan's Deagle works too. Early first blood, keeping it 4v4.
It's not looking terrible for Mouse right now.
No,
Galil
far from
M4, Deagle and a Scout.
Look at dupreeh using the smoke to close the Mac 10. Effective range, good stuff. He starts well, but Zipex still doesn't finish the job onto the low HP Bemis.
This is a tussle.
Yeah, and they're trying to pivot back. Magisk hasn't left B. He's been told by his teammates that he could expect company. Glaive holding the mid-cross, and that should be the frag, and spots the leg of another. Glaive so low, though, he'll be finished off nicely, but Magisk does punish the swing of Rops. And that's another save coming in from the Danes. Magisk, good work. Bails them out of trouble there. Mousesports, it did look relatively competitive, but it has not converted, and so now down to 2K, we'll have to just stomach an eco round.
Yeah, so breaking serve from Astralis here, and this was Glaive with a lot of impact, stalling them in the mid doors. That gave Magus the chance here to tee him on up with the last two. And they've been able to keep it relatively safe, and we'll have a chance to build even more of a bank right now. Mousesports with just the 1P250, a Deagle for Rops, and a Flash. They need a massive opening right here to start the pieces moving in their direction, as Astralis have managed to get out the AWP in Device's hands now, and that's going to be heard any second, probably even spotted there with that top mid cross. Very risky to even hang around. Chris J falls, and now they definitely know what they're working against. Send can be said as Astralis pivot forward. They want to clean this up.
Yeah, they really don't want to let them just group up and push, right? You don't want to see things spiral, especially towards that B site. You don't want to give them the freedoms to play that after plan with a couple of scavenge rifles. They make sure they bring the fight early to secure the round. Beam is spotted at the top of middle. Device will relay that information, and woof, dupreeh will profit from it. Quick burst of the M4. Beam is gone, and we do see 4 for Astralis. Just being delayed by Frozen and Rops' tunnels push. There is a Deagle in play. That's on Rops' hands. Maybe open things up, and he hits a good shot. It's through the door, though, and so that headshot does not come with the lethal tag. Device finishes things off.
Now, as we went to go grab some drinks and snacks, I said to you when I saw the maps that this is most likely going to be a 2-0 if Mousesports can't pick up Dust2. And I think the reason for that, if you look at recent history and you go, no, but Chad, the series have been close. Both their games in EPL were 3 mappers. I can understand maybe why that's a consideration, but I really think that Astralis are starting to pick up steam. I think they're starting to look a lot neat and tidier. And today might be their day to really put the pain train down on Mouse. They've done a 4-man A-lean very early, so worried about that long push. Mousesports are fanning out across the map into a default spread. 2 towards lower now. Rops dealing with the upper tunnels push. Chris J operating with a scout again. And just Frozen outside of long. So this one here, we've already gone through the first 30 seconds of the round, and there hasn't been any contact whatsoever across the map other than a nade through a smoke that tickled Frozen down to 84. So being given a lot of room to work with here, Mouse. A lot of space gifted. Once they want to go for control, this will be Frozen's first point. Flashes are good. He's going to be able to confirm that short is clear, and it looks like they've really set up for a mid to B. So the swingman in dupreeh, hugely important against this.
I wouldn't want to mess with Magisk, man. Device is there in support. The doors being swapped over enables him to provide support quicker. can even throw his smoke on top of that if he desires, and it looks like he's intending to. So many flashes delaying it. The dribble smoke does come out. Karrigan's ahead of it, and Magisk doesn't win his duel. Device then has it all to do, and the smoke is going to bloom. Oof. Does it spell trouble for Astralis? Do you really want to try and retake? They do like to play the percentages, but they're also so close to it.
Look at Frozen.
Yeah, he's on short.
They need to claim it. Actually, they've just called a cancel. They should go for this now. They have a 4-on-3 advantage.
You'd think that's enough for Astralis. The percentages now, the scales pointing towards a potential retake. It's so hard to break through. Chris only has a scout, though. Good question. He's actually going around the world, all the way to finish tunnels. It may be a little too late. They do have kits on Zipex and Glaive. Beams is holding the doors, but the flash was good enough. And Dupree's in, and the frags keep coming.
Oh, it's easy.
What a retake. Astralis do make that look easy. Breaking through the doors. It was the one flash. That wasn't an on-the-fly flashbang. I can tell you that for free.
Oh, they got very lucky to find Frozen there as well. That kill is completely changing Astralis' round right here. Zipex, the key. The fact that he's killed Frozen, it's given them the number advantage. It's actually spurred them on to go for this B retake. And Mousesports are going to be feeling a bit dirty about that one.
Yeah, that really does. I mean, you feel like you've done half of the hard work, if not more. But round 7, as you've already framed, it's definitely Astralis' game now. You can see Mousesports have actually opted for a whole lot of utility. I'm intrigued what Karrigan's cooking up. Robs is the one to hold the mid push, and then they smoke Xbox and run. Oh, warning shot across the bow. Robs gets hit through the door. Device's AWP brings down the scout to a very uncomfortable amount of health, and they are gathered up short. So this could be the full AX sec, right? You got enough util to throw, what, 4 flashes over as you push, maybe drops 1 CT. Glaive does have an interesting idea if he wants to use his smoke instead on short.
Well, Frozen's just thrown one out as well.
This is it. This is the go. Karrigan flashed off. Good catch. And now things getting awkward. They dream of a bomb plant, and you can see they're even deploying smokes to try and do so. And again, peeking on the flash. This is flawless. Device just flashing his in-game leader every time he needs to. Chris is pushed up. Gandalf, he's gone too. You can do it too with Can Do. Dupree from behind, and that's the tagged up Robs. No armor, no health.
Flawless.
Dupree picks it up. Yeah, flawless defense. Even scavenging away a couple of sidearm upgrades. So Deagles and P250s galore for the Astralis CT's defense. They're starting to build a bank as well. The macroeconomics, a big thumbs up.
Frozen's yet to frag. He's actually gone with the 007 here. Would love to see him get activated. Can be a clutch factor for Mousesports in a lot of their closer affairs. And yesterday they had a very tight one against Big just to get through to this upper bracket. You can see the odds from GG.bet at the top of your screen there now, starting to heavily favor Astralis. It's a pace change. They're going out long. It's the 4-man lean. There's trouble. Lots of nades, lots of damage. Magisk, he's able to make short work of that. The utility, it just nukes Mousesports out of the server. And knowing that Magisk was there, it doesn't even help them. They can't now quickly push onto the B bomb site because it wasn't all in. It was a long push. It was one that was needed to find opening picks. So this stalls out for Mouse. They hope to find kills in transition. It's a minute 25 left on the clock, and they've only got 3 men standing against Astralis, who have erected this CT-sided wall. They're looking good for 7.
Certainly are. These early casualties, losing Frozen, who has been completely absent, as you highlight. Struggling to get the ball rolling, as have the majority of Mouse. It's not fair to point fingers towards one, considering just how good Astralis have looked here on Dust2. I've seen Chris J and what he's capable of with that AWP against Big Clan. The big reason as to why Mousesports can turn these deficits on their head. It's a 3 versus 5 though. And you can see that Astralis are taking no chances. There is not a chance being taken. The only duel you're going to get will be Zipex. And likelihood is Z tucks in upon contact. And actually drop a smoke of his own so they can't walk up. It's a good way to lock them out. Really good. They push through though, all the same, anti-flash. They're running out of time here. Mouse need to get the bomb planted. Zipex is not in any rush. Magisk just continues to keep their eyes elsewhere. Dupree has yet to fire a bullet, and that is why. Baited in by 2 members, and he gets a double himself. Just Karrigan, he's on the list as well. Dupree, punishment, brutality, and 7. Chad, a triple kill. They're just taking it in turns at this point. Glaive and Dupree, though, have got 27 frags 8 rounds into this.
They are running away with it, and we're actually going to jump into Skybox here. I'm using a bit of a Habbo hotel camera here, so check this one out. This is the 4-man long lean, so you can see all 4 of the Astralis members. Dupree's going to be throwing flashes from the back line. You're going to see a molly towards the doors. You're going to see a molly towards the bin, and there's nowhere that Mousesports are able to stand as they get blown out of the server by all 4 of these Astralis CTs pushing up towards long.
So
lovely
punishing.
stuff.
Yeah, and
lovely stuff.
All they have to do is go and report mission accomplished. You go back to your default.
It's always a gamble, but Dust2 is. Dust2 is a gamble, even as the round starts. The CTs gamble when they cross mid doors. Are we going to get tagged by the AWP? And then they gamble on whether or not it's going to be a long rush, a B rush. They could biff straight out middle. Your eyes have to be set on so many different angles of the map that Astralis needed to have contingencies if that didn't work. What happens if there's no one long? Do we take short? Do we rotate heavy back towards the mid to B? What are the options? It didn't matter, because they've got 7 on the board, and it will just be the pistol round now from Mousesports. Light investment, a little bit of utility. I feel like I've said this a handful of times already.
And it's a successful first duel taken. You want to push the issue. BMAS catching a nade just a little bit flack into him and his Kevlar vest. So they have got long control, but that's step 1. There are many more to the bomb site. And immediately upon the presence, upon the info, Astralis go looking elsewhere. Process of elimination, be able to put your resources in the right place at the right time. Device confirms there is still long. He loves this angle. He'll peek this all day long. Far back on Goose, you can get a good elevated position into the pit player. And they'll hold the walk up on that right side of the box. That's the walk up, but that's a Rops Deeg. Okay, well that's mission definitely starting to look a little more realistic. Glaive trying to dunk him with the nade. Magisk, however, peppering them. There's mollies as well. Yeah, this just gets awkward so fast. And a nice try. It's Astralis 8.
Alex, this hurts.
It does. And you know Carrigan's feeling like he's calling into a brick wall now.
Yeah, they are up struggle street without a paddle here. If we just take a quick...
They got into B a couple of times. Ever since that B retake, they've just kind of steered clear.
Yeah, I'm just having a look back at the rounds and how the frags have gone. So pistol round, they managed 1 kill. Obviously, they won the force buy in the second, back off of Rops getting a couple of huge ones. Second round was flawless, not a single frag against Astralis. The 4th round, they managed 3, but since then, it's been at best 1 kill per round. At best.
Doesn't translate well, does it?
Look at Astralis' money as well. They are swelling.
Yeah, and it just feels like they're getting such good use out of their util. We're not seeing anything not really have a purpose or a denial of some sort.
You notice how they're not giving anything away in the early stages to Mousesports either. There's no chance for a peek. Like, you're having to work very hard just for map territory, and then as soon as you get it, you're either under a lot of scrutiny with utility, or you're running into the perfect setup.
Yeah, so this is another one of those. Device has got short on lock, and he is going to... This is a chance. This could be the window. And Chris J's found it. He breaks that window. Smoke is thrown. Glaive's going to have to respect the potential for a short swing. He wants to babysit Zipex as much as he can.
This is where the mid-round calling of Carrigan comes into play here. Where does he want them to finish, and how does he want them to do it? Because if Astralis read this, it doesn't matter that they're in a 4-on-5 disadvantage. They still have a bit of utility to harass with, mainly on Glaive. Glaive has enough, Magus has enough over towards B, and he's actually getting a bit pushy.
I like it. I like it a lot. If that smoke fades and he has nothing to report... Yeah, okay. Well, they are walking through middle with that smoke thrown.
It's a fake. It's all a ruse.
Planning to finish on A. Device's hunt, putting them in this disadvantage, and he's going to use CT as his route. Short and CT, it's a rare combination for the push. Here they go. Another drops down. Dupree's got to focus on Frozen. The flash is good.
Great flash.
Such a good flash. Dupree could not contribute. Now they're into the site. Oh, adjusting. Knows where the bomb is as well as that AWP. And Chris J's gone. Oh, go on, Dupree. Bomb down and Bemis as well. A massacre from the Great Dane. He needs one more. Give him the ace. Carrigan wants to deny it. He can clutch up himself. He's so low. Dupree trying to use the deagle. Needs a one-shot headshot. Cannot defuse with Carrigan on that ramp. Where's Magisk? Swinging in with him. Hunting him down, and they find it. The war of attrition is won, and Dupree pops off. An explosion of frags in the feed.
What an absolute monster. I can't wait to catch that one in the replay. He did not look concerned for 1 minute there. Easy as you like. He was flashed. He gets the trade, and now he just absolutely decimates them one by one, peeling Mousesports apart.
Yo, haven't seen Dupree in form like that for a while. He's on 20-2, by the way. That's a KD of 10.
Jesus, Joseph and Mary. How many rounds in the game are we now? 11?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take a look at round number 11 because Mousesports with the plant, they can buy.
That's an average of 2 frags a round, Chad.
And look at this. They are reading Mousesports like a book. They've gone with a 3-man B lane. They are worried about a B hit or a mid to B split, and that's exactly what Mousesports look like they're doing. They're going straight in.
Okay, Dupree playing anti-flash. Rops has got a gap, though, and it costs Magisk his life. The trade's not there. This gets awkward, and it gets awkward fast. Rops, great work from him. Glaive could make things awkward, but he's missed his shots onto Carrigan, and so looks like it might just be Astralis cutting their losses. A great B take, despite having the numbers there. It was Rops using that smoke. I assume that was the dribble smoke they threw out themselves, so he knows the gap well.
I don't know how he caught the timing on that because he felt like he made a lot of sound cues when he ran into that bomb site.
Twice has managed to get a lovely deagle to keep control and to maintain T-spawn with his AWP. Don't know if Mousesports are really in a position to go hunting to punish. They're more happy to be converting a second round and keeping 3 AKs alive. I say 3. Yep, Frozen. He's dealt with the Zipex hunt.
Rops was so noisy about that. I don't understand how he got away with it. That's wild. Very, very crazy scenes to open up the site, but that's Rops who's been the hero in the 2 rounds that Mousesports have been able to now put on the board. Now, it has been a bit of a beatdown. It has been an absolute slaughter so far.
That looked really comfortable for Robs, and he knew Dupree would have to make a Hail Mary reposition, so mantling up. Great stuff. It was a good dig to, once again, ruin Chris J's day. Just want 1 round. I just don't want to be dying. That's all he's thinking. He's like, I've died 11 times. We played 11 rounds. Can someone just let me bring a weapon into the next for once? It's a scout again.
Feeling, is it?
It's not. You never get to see that weapon again.
Well, they've hedged on this again. They've done another 3-man B lane.
Yeah, and look how quick they're up. That is very fast. Very, very fast. This could be a gap. They smoke it off themselves, so perhaps not something they want to punish immediately. But Chris J's scout has met devices, or...
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Yours is cool. Mine is bigger. Double smokes deployed. That is faking the mid to B. Bemis to commit, or at least make something to convince them. Oh, lovely. Pulling out util. Zipex, however, has caught the long prong. And on the repeat, he confirms the bomb's long. Astralis get the info again. Carrigan walks up. Needed that. Could get device 2, but pulls the trigger nicely. So the numbers maintained for Astralis. And they've got 60 seconds here. Bemis with so much ground covered.
Going.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Dupree backs into B.
This is the fight right here.
Oh, no. He can win the round right here. Rops is not ready for it.
Oh!
Well handled from Dupree. His first shot was not accurate, but taps and then commits to the spray when he's happy with it.
I thought he was going to fluff that right there. You don't want to give Rops a second chance.
No, and you can see that just that moment of him just releasing the movement keys, Rops stabilizing. It could have been nasty. Instead, it's very, very uncomfortable for Bemis. You can see his procedural little jigs, checking all the corners, trying to get that information, especially on the left eye. He knows he'll be showing more than he wants to. Makes the sound cue, though, and a nade landing on his toes.
He might be able to get the bomb here if he's quick.
20 seconds, you got to go quick now. He's open. Device is going to be on the doors, though, scoped in. And so Bemis giving it a go, hoping for a device miss. Yeah, not going to happen.
I'd have to pray for a device miss. Seems like this guy, only with 8 kills, is still hitting some absolute bangers. And right there were duels in 3 different sections of the map at the exact same time. Short, as they came out mid to B, and long. Mousesports were trying to take Astralis on multiple fronts, isolating duels, and they weren't able to do it. You can see the frustration there on Chris J's face as, yeah, you're right, he has died every single round. It's not feeling good. It's not feeling great. As Dupree pulling a bit of a face after finally converting that frag. There was a moment in time because he was the man stopping them from getting the bomb down on the other side of the map. Astralis would have had to have rotated it in. It would have been a 2-on-2, and it definitely would have potentially. It could probably, most likely have been around for Mousesports. As now, unfortunately, definitely, possibly.
Stop talking. Thank you.
They're buying in. Christian has an AWP. Galils, AKs, and some goodies. This is the default they like to run, so having 2 go through lower dark means they can go for boosts exactly like that.
Hello, Frozen. That's ballsy. And they both look equally as worse for wear. An even trade, if you will.
They need to find a pick here, Mouse. Having a really rough time of doing it, and as I mentioned before, you don't see Astralis overextending for many kills.
Give nothing to Chris's AWP. Like, he's tried it all. Scouts, AWPs. And oftentimes he just finds himself watching the clock tick down. And you can see because of Astralis' setup, it's just so wide on the extremities. They give the mid. You can't plant in mid, as a wise man once said.
I'd like to just see an all-in with this cat execute. They may as well give it a go.
Yeah, give her a crack.
What if we're working with for the A defense? It's the AWP.
Oh, they have no smoke. Previously, Astralis, when they throw this smoke from Bemis, they responded with a smoke in kind. They just don't have one now. So how do you do it without? Darrigan lining up another smoke. He'll be dropping that for the cross exactly where Device is holding. Or he's just going to re-smoke it. Interesting. Now they go. CT smoked. Second for the cross. And they've got 2 dropping down. They're pushing on Glaive. He's got 15 bullets and it's not enough. Wow. 3 frags in favor of Mouse. Just the 1 for Zipex. And the last 2 are the B defenders. They've got a perfect position in Rops. And not even going to give it to them. Not going to give him the satisfaction.
Oh, nice shot.
Well, that's satisfying from Rops all the same. Looks like he did. Dupree with a KD of a god.
21 and 3, 156 ADR. He'd want to hold on to this AK. That
round, though, where he just took a dump on the chest of Mousesports.
was a huge one. Absolutely massive round.
Madness.
It looks like he'll get to hold on to this AK.
Now, I assume that, yeah, thank you, Frozen.
Coming.
Ooh, I think he pauses. Tucks in on CT. You'll be happy
more
there.
Coming. He might get 3 kills here.
Oh my goodness, what a punish from Dupree. There's more. Finally, Chris gets something. The 3rd round secured, but that is a disaster. It just, any sort of like financial gain into the final 2 rounds of play is just lost. Chris gets his AWP. He'll be happy with that. It's a cute hat. And some happy fans. Oh my goodness. Okay. 10 points to Gryffindor.
Okay, well, here we go. It's bottom of the bank balance for Zipex and Device. They've had to invest all of their pennies here, or almost, as Astralis could be looking at either a 10-5 or a 12-3. I think this round here means a lot for both teams. Device might get picked. Chris might actually get some success, finally.
That took him 14 rounds to find an opening pick.
About that. Yeah. Imagine if Dupree denied that AWP in the previous. He almost did.
He didn't, yeah, he wasn't far off. So it's a short 4-man stack. Magisk and Zipex are in transition right now. They aren't going to get out of dodge before the hit comes in. Nobody long. Zipex will translate that information, but Magisk, you've got so much work out for you. He wants to drop a smoke on the site, and that works. So does the nade, but he's going to get swung on. Zipex, not enough. Magisk can get a double. There is more from the flank. Glaives timed it to perfection, and just as he turns around...
Get him out.
This isn't fair. It felt like they had all of the control. Glaive's flank on short was not being held. And now long, which was previously not held, has been punished. Rop swings around into the 1v1. A bit of health advantage for Glaive, but I wouldn't write Rops out of this one. And he's been hunted. Needs the 1-tap. Glaive finishes his meal. And it's just the 2 of them. Magisk and Glaive holding A successfully. Puts an 11th on the board. This is Mousesports' pick, and their T side has just been solved.
Yeah, they've been beat down here. Just flatline round after round. If you're losing one like this as well, that spelled 5 on the board for Mouse. And the fact that that gets snatched away, AWP gets picked up. Oof, look at what they're coming into the final round to play with. Galil, Scout, Deagle, 2 AKs, not a lot. Very, very little. Astralis have done everything right here. Rounds have been sketchy at best for Mouse, 2 of which have basically been thanks to Rops. And he only has 8 kills. So his impact, it has been felt, but doesn't feel like enough. Feels like someone else needs to be contributing with multi-kills. And when we get onto that CT side, depending on the pace Astralis want to come out the gates with, this one might be over quickly. Carrigan's dropped the mid-door smoke. They're going for standard control again, and this time they could just feign that cap presence, but they have to push back Glaive. If he stays on this perch, he'll be able to clear that short. Has no aggressive play coming through, and they can rotate B early.
Mollied him off at least.
Okay.
Now here comes the B take. It is Dupree tucked into that corner. This could be a difference maker. Feels like a difference maker. It was all on Dupree though. They're coming spraying wildly. Rops has found another crucial frag. And now B is Mousesports. They cross in. Glaive's trying to catch a timing.
Well, they can't save. They have to go for this one.
They're just hoping that one of the Mousesports members gets caught out before they fully commit. And the only real candidate would have been Frozen. that he's heard them push through mid, and they've faked the steps, hoping that Frozen starts to push, and he has. Beamer's down. That's a start. Frozen's being held. Zipex spotted. Chris J low. That's the push. Zipex has found it. It's all onto one man. Rops, the hero previously, continuing to be just that. One more frag. He's buying time. So much time. He's won the round. Zipex just doesn't have the time. 11-4, the final score of our first map's half. Whew. Astralis in it to win it. Could be a quick start on Mousesports' pick.
Been a while, yeah. Safe to
Astralis have 11 rounds coming into the attack, and Mousesports, well, they're working with minimal. I'm joined by Sponge. My name's Machine. You can see a lone dumbbell there. Dupree has been working out that mouse arm for sure.
Just for the bicep curls, Alex.
Gotta get the curls to get the girls. 17-7 is Glaive's scoreline. Dupree has 24-6. It doesn't sound as cool as 21-2.
No.
Which is what he did have a couple of rounds to the end of that one, but he definitely popped off. And we're getting our teeth into this one then. Let's see if Mousesports are going to really let their map slip away to this extreme extent. Obviously not by choice. It's been taken from them by force. And they've got a molly to deny that very push from Bemis. Now that does indicate a heavy mid lean. And well, it has got Magisk set up for success. They really want Bemis to confirm it, but he knows the underpass has not been held. He's jumping desperately for any form of info, gets nothing so far. And into the doors, and Frozen gets double gooshed.
Oh, dear.
2 clicks of the mouse. Dupree continues where he left off.
He's done his deathmatch this morning.
Yup.
Another flash, another peek.
Force him off. Kit is on A. Evade the nade, not necessarily, but up long.
Oh, look at the pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Not ready for this.
Not at all. Carrigan can have a look, but oh no, the Glock at range has let him down. That's why you get the P250 for fights like that. It's a mess. Device is going to be kicking himself, but Carrigan has gone down all the same. The pressure's still on. Bemis lives for a moment before Dupree plucks him out of the air with a quick click. That's 3. He has just come into this pistol. He's come into Dust2 with a point to prove. Against the old leader of the orgs and t-shirts he wore. TSM, question mark. Dupree knows Carrigan very well. He's making quite the statement against his old teammate. That's a good shot. Make it a quad kill. Why not?
You want a stat of how dominant that first half was, Alex? See that multi-kill from Bemis? That was his first in the entire game. Not only is that his first, Carrigan and Chris J are yet to find multis. And the only players who have is Frozen with 1 multi-kill, and Rops, who's managed 3, and Rops was the one who basically got them 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So firepower lacking a little bit for Mousesports here today. It feels like every corner they swing, every duel that they take, Astralis are looking on point, and Dupree, 150 ADR.
Yeah,
150.
He could actually finish a map with that if he keeps this up. Okay, Carrigan, you're playing a dangerous game, sir, and I respect it.
Been watching those parkour videos.
Yeah, I like the jump, but he needs the headshot as well, and now it's Dupree just continuing. That's twice he's hit 2 headshots into a jiggling CT. Hello, Magisk.
Come on again. You want to fight?
Completely and totally denies the Mousesports aggression in middle. And look at this, Astralis is so thorough, they will completely check that isn't being exploited again. They go all the way back to T-spawn, and wow, Magisk even spotting Rops' double doors hold.
You can always go back for this long play, but yeah, you're right. Just to make sure that they're not actually being locked in. That'll keep Mousesports honest. Frozen's taken some territory, and oh, it's been called off. Are they saving? I'm not sure how they had that indication. Maybe it was just Vegas towards spawn. Oh, he had the bomb. No wonder. Did he pick that up in transition, or did he show that mid doors? I better go back and watch this.
Yeah, do it, because Frozen is just watching as this round is lost. Watching the feed, glancing at his monitor, a tut of his tongue, 4 kills, 15 deaths. They've gone. Great adjustment. Ideally, he gets a couple more and saves a weapon, but not going to be easy. He could hope that someone comes into his domain, but an armor and a deagle certainly not too shabby. And he knows that there might be something if he works his way all the way around the world to long. Magiska's holding it. Go on, Frozen. Oh, it wasn't far off. It's a very hard shot. Long range against the scout. Hits the body. One more of those will do. Just into the legs.
Okay, so I went back and had a look, and I just thought maybe he was showing the bomb, and that's what caused the rotation. That wasn't the case. He had it at the start of the round, and then he ran all the way to long to drop at the bedroom, and then ran all the way back towards top middle. So I thought he was being super smart. Just kind of worked out in his favor.
Smart, not super smart.
And smart's good enough these days. It's 13-4. Mousesports off the back of the force, but will have no options here but to just partially upgrade.
Check out Zipex, by the way, on a solid and an appropriate 9 assists.
You don't love 9 assists?
That guy has been...
You know how 9 assists feels. It's one of the...
Oh, you do.
What feels better than 9 assists, though, is a 16-4. So let's see if that's possible. As Device is out long, he has a couple kills. Carrigan's flash. This timing is everything. Might get caught pants down, and there you go. First, second. He's going to find them all. Device just mauling them on the timing, and Carrigan's left standing looking like a bit of a fool. Device with 4, and it's just Rops, the man without a plan.
Oh, he's made the sound cue. Dupree makes it very clear where he's coming from. Gives Mr. Cool a chance, but no, not to be. So Astralis on Mousesports Pig. This is a statement. This is 100% just walking in and walking out 20 rounds later with a big fat W.
50 kills between 2 of them.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think you can do the maths there. 28, 30. Yep. That's more than the entire squad of Mousesports.
Yeah, they having a rough time of it. As I mentioned, there haven't been multi-kills from 2 of their members so far, and that will probably stay the way.
Trying again against the buy. And it works! Bemis gone. Carrigan, necessary trade, and there's no one else behind Device, so he can report that. He'll relay that. Frozen tugs into his corners. Rops does the same.
They can just execute B here. As long as they take Rops and Frozen down, this is their round. The rotation from Chris and Carrigan is going to be so far away. Smoke towards tunnels has dissuaded Astralis for the moment, but they can set up their smoke towards doors, their Molotovs towards the side, their flashes.
So they have to be concerned about that.
There they go.
Nice. First down. Trying to deter them. And this is a cancel. Called by Astralis. I mean, fair play. You can upon the casualty. And losing the 30-7 gamer that is Dupree makes sense. So it's at least a pause. Cut noise. Keep the CT's feet planted. You know you probably still got a 2-2 split of their resources. Slave just try and walk it up. Carrigan is taking little looks, and so is Chris.
Chris is coming back now.
Doesn't check it, doesn't check it. There's a gap. Tension drawn one way. And Frozen doesn't go down. He's got a molly. That's important. Frozen needs to get out of dodge. Finally goes down, but the frag is there. Kept busy. And jumping through the smoke, that ain't easy. Zipex, last one on the chopping block. Rops collects, and Mouse will win a crucial and necessary round on the 19th.
That was for survival. They lose that one. That's basically the game. They'd be operating with very little, almost nothing in the final round of play. And Rops here, you just get those last 2 again through the smoke. You see how easy it is. The gray screen, you never want to mess with that. But they didn't have too many choices. Now we see how much fight is left in this little old mouse. Device, AWP train towards middle, shot made, and looks like they're barreling straight down the guts here. They're going to be walking, not to give away any sound cues in case of a short boost, but how big are the balls on Glaive? Is he going to actually push straight through this?
They fancy their chances. This is going to be a quick one. A very stark contrast to a similar round prior. Carrigan's aware of it. It's a gap in their hold. He's filled it.
Look at them both just waiting for a rotation. They might get it here too. Okay, gonna think better of it here. Astralis was set up for a quick little pick and punish, but they've been smoked off, and they still have 1:10 left on the clock, so no real dramas. As Device now postured with the AWP, waiting for Rops just to step a toe out of line. Smoke's faded. They might go back into that same setup.
Yeah, and they're so happy to just count on Mouse not pushing long. They can. Matt just taking occasional glances, but Carrigan's off angle. Oh, he gets it. What a shot. Good moves as well. Elevated angle. Glaive wasn't ready. Forces out some incendiaries. Forces out a lot of util. Carrigan's burnt down to 3 HP. Oh, well.
You didn't mean to do that.
No, it looks good though. A one-tap of sorts. Carrigan finished off by Magisk. And they're actually changing their plans. They do plan to hit A. Bemis has been staring along this whole round. He's going to be excited to see some action. Chris J tucking in as well.
He's just moved as well. Look at Zipex coming through long.
Oh, what a shot from Chris. They're hitting everything they need to. Zipex, though, that long presence. Chris is vulnerable. Dupree needs to hit his shot. He's been good at it. Zipex does well. Finding it now gets awkward for Mouse. This could very well be the beginning of the end. Device is under pressure, but he hits his shot. And Dupree wraps it up. That could have been different. So close to finishing off the job onto Device. It was a dink exchange, but his gun just hurts a little more. Slaps him down with the AWP to the head. See that one again. Look at this. 3 HP. Just one of his cursory shots.
Oh dear, you can see how quick they decided to go cat, and the rationale for that for everybody is that Carrigan is the rotator, so once that you know he's out of the equation, it's most likely going to be Frozen and Rob still on that B bomb site, and they were right, the right call, the right play, and that's round number 15 as Mousesports, AWP, Scout, Famis, 2 Deagles, operating with very little into the final round of play. 21 rounds so far, well this is the 21st. They have any fight left, or they just want to roll over and take us to nuke? It will be map number 2. It is a choice of Astralis. It's still a good map for Mouse. Long space has been taken. Short is being pushed. Megas might get caught.
No one's looking. Magisk is selling this. And Chris has spotted him, so it's only going to really... Look at the space they're taking. He even gets a frag. Oh, no. Oh dear. Committed to short. Can't hold long with Deagles, but now Carrigan's just in limbo and he realizes this is gonna be a bomb plant. This is gonna be a retake, and it's with a scout, an AWP, and some Deagles. Flashes on Bemis could be crucial. Is this it? Rop's good moves. Oh, but Device has taken him down. Glaive was ready to do the same. Orb's been picked up. They're playing hot potato with the Zoom banger. Toes visible.
Oh, they can't even advance, Alex.
Can't. Frozen does hit something, but yeah, this is horrible.
Throw in the towel.
What? You gotta do something. Frozen,
Ref, please.
his toes visible, being pushed, and that cost Glaive his life. Great to see greed from the Astralis boys, but they're just so happy. They know they've done it, and they've done it convincingly.
Trying to knife him.
Yep, 16-5. Device coming in hot. Go on, go on. Can't find it. It's 16. A dominant showing from Astralis. Even giving themselves a pat on the back and a round of applause. That's Dust2. That's Mousesports picking the bag. We'll be here to break it down in a moment.